Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to Wrestle Rock with Rick Connor.
What the F was that entire freaking promo about?
Mark Hallbacher.
She's like the James Ellsworth of women.
And Corey Castle.
I look like Paul London and Brian Kendrick mixed.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another week of Wrestle Rock, if I can say that properly.
There's a lot of R sounds.
R sounds everywhere. It's my dumbass fault for... It's like, oh, I love alliteration. We'll call it Wrestle Rock. We'll confuse anyone, and everyone will know how to spell it.
Everybody asks me what the wrestling show is. I'm like, Wrestle Rock. They're like, Wrestle Rock? I'm like, Wrestle Rock. They're like, okay. And then they're like, I put in Wrestle Rock, and I can't find the show.
Everybody thinks it's W-R-E-S-T. I'm like, no. Pretend you're a Southerner.
Rick tried to be slick.
Yeah. It was dumb. I should have just called it Wrestle Rock.
Well, it used to be Wrestling Rock.
It used to be Wrestling Rock Radio.
Yeah.
Which was worse.
And, it's a little, so we did get better. So there's that. There's that. For all y'all out there, we got a little bit better, hopefully.
Eventually we'll be Wrestle Rock, and everyone will know how to spell everything. And everybody can find us. I want to get this show started off with a story Mark brought up to me. I heard this story, and I completely forgot to look into it. Mark, something's going on with the XFL, man.
Yeah, the XFL is over already. Like, with the, of course, with COVID, they shut down, but they fired everybody.
Yeah.
Players
and staff and everybody, right?
They have no plans to come back in 2021. So I don't even think they had a chance to get any kind of financials off the ground. And that was it. No, they're done. Like, I'm trying to find financial losses for it, but I can't find any numbers yet to see how much they lost just by not being able to complete the season.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's got to be a huge
ad bucks lost there too.
Right.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think total loss, it could, be, I don't know, maybe, I don't know how much the XFL was worth back when it was out. So you think you can do whatever it is, like cost, whatever Ed tells me a number. He's the finance guy. It's like there's a way where you can do a percentage of how much it costs more now to live compared. So like whatever they made when was XFL, 2000?
It had to be like 01. So close, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, so you think whatever they made 19 years ago, what is that money worth now?
Mm.
And then you can try to figure out how much they might have lost. But I'm thinking probably a few $100 million.
Mm. Yeah, it's up there, man.
I mean, that's a lot of millions.
A lot of millions.
Hired everybody.
That's a lot of millions, yo.
I mean, they put a lot of stock into this season, man. Like they worked really hard on it, and they got it up off the ground, and people were into it. People were watching it. So I can't imagine.
It was getting, from what I heard, people that were watching it was getting good reviews. Like people were enjoying. I had people in the bar when I was bartending on Sundays asked me to put the XFL on when I was bartending.
So I have a little sound thing. My mom gave me this sound thing for Christmas. She said, use it for your podcasts. And I was like, okay. And then I completely put it away. But this is Mark's sound effect.
Boo. Boo.
I thought it was one of those spin things. Like the cow says moo.
Yeah. No, it's
I think about it.
This is what it looks like.
Oh, nice.
It's got the little buttons.
Really?
Best for things.
Nothing but Spencer's finest for Corey Castle. Yeah, man. So we'll see. It's kind of a waiting game. We'll see if XFL comes back for another season or not. I imagine that they would, but who knows?
I can't see them not. I just don't know if they've because they didn't make any money with everything being shut down. If they can financially recover from it, that's the whole thing. It's a shame. Like it was employing a lot of, like football players that couldn't get gigs in the NFL because maybe they lost a step or whatever, or, other issues. And it was just an alternative to having nothing to watch on TV. But
I mean, it's also, all those people out of work, that stinks, man. That stinks real bad. Like the camera crews, the lighting, everybody who was involved, who had thought they were getting a living, that they were going to earn a living from it.
Yep.
I mean, hopefully they can get a good severance or unemployment or something.
Yeah. Do we know if they're laid off because of this whole thing, or was it just?
It just said everybody was fired.
The hell.
That's
rough. It's really rough. Another story I wanted to get into. This came out right after WrestleMania 36 happened last weekend. Goldberg is getting a lot of backstage heat. Apparently, he has creative control in his contract, creative control over his character, which is not something you hear a lot of these days.
No, only Hogan ever had that, and who else? Really, not a whole lot of people had that.
Yeah, and the rumor is that he refused to lose to the Fiend. He was never supposed to win that match.
Came out and said that he looks at himself as kind of a superhero type of character, so it didn't make sense for him.
Like the inspiration to the kids.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, he's not good enough to have that demand.
No, not at all. And then somebody brought up the point of, okay, so you're beating the Fiend, then what happens after that? Oh, I lose at WrestleMania to Strowman. It's like, what is your thought process here? It didn't make any sense.
I gotta admit though, that promo on Friday night was the only highlight of SmackDown for me, because like I said, I can't really struggle through any more of these empty arena matches, man. It's really hard.
It's rough.
And but for him to come out and then go through their history, a lot of people liked it. I didn't like it. It was like Strowman trying to get like some kind of like mental edge right off the bat when he said, like, I'll let you, whatever, let me in or whatever, I'll let you in.
Yeah.
I thought that was stupid, but I mean, I don't know. I guess Strowman's just a transitional champ, and they're going to put the belt back on the Fiend so they can finally have their.
I thought he was going to lose it to Shinsuke.
I wish he did.
That would have
cool. That would have been a real shocker. That would have been crazy. Yeah. Crazy. Usually they say like the night after Mania or whatever, but it's the Friday after Mania, to have it like be lost all of a sudden to Shinsuke Nakamura would be neat ass.
Not only that, like later on in the future, like we've never seen Roman Shinsuke. No. Like that would be an interesting program. Plus with Sami Zayn and Cesaro, running around the ring and everything. It's actually a good foil for Roman. They always have him like everything stacked against him, like they used to do Cena. So it would fit in their little superhero world champion mold.
Yeah. So whatever happens with the Universal title from here on out is Goldberg's fault. So we just got to remember to blame that guy.
Well, it's Goldberg. What do you want, man? Like the guys.
The guy to retire.
He's never
Hall of Famer already, just like right off into the sunset.
Well, yeah,
I know, but he's just one of those dudes who's never got it. He never understood the entire business. He still doesn't really understand the business. He was just groomed to win, and he thinks that's all he's supposed to do.
Right. Just handed the brass ring on a silver platter.
It's kind of like that stuff was getting out about Rhonda. Did you hear about that? Rhonda was basically saying like us as a fan base can go F ourselves because like she thought she was going to come in and she's like, I'm Ronda Rousey and I'm your new hero, and everybody was going to cheer her. Yeah. And people just got like pretty quickly. And now she's all bitter and miserable because the fans don't like her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean,
did you guys see the Rhonda documentary on Netflix?
No.
I saw it on the options, but I didn't watch it.
I did watch Brawl for All.
I did watch the Brawl for All, Dark Side of the Ring. Yes.
I heard there's some good stuff from the Dark Side of the Ring Brawl for All. But
Jim Cornette ruled. Jim Cornette is a freaking maniac. Like he definitely has serious temper issues.
Right.
But how the rage he has for Vince Russo is hysterical.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed, very, very hysterical.
Well, it seems like with good reason, because apparently Russo put the whole brawl together just to screw over Bradshaw. I want to see Bradshaw get hit in the face.
Well, Cornette said with it, like, he thinks that was just a lie because over the years, Bradshaw, it came out that Bradshaw was a bully and nobody liked him. So he says now, all these years later, now he's saying that he did the whole entire program just to watch Bradshaw get knocked out. And the weird, it could possibly be that, but I can't see Bradshaw ever being liked.
No.
It's very true.
The reenactment, like the actor that they had doing the reenactment of Bradshaw was bad. It was not, didn't look like Bradshaw at all.
They just put a baseball cap on him and long hair.
Right. It was just, he looked like somebody else. Like, it didn't look like it was trying to be a reenactment of. It was like just some like sort of like long hair that came out the side of his hat, and it wasn't even look anything like him.
It's gonna be my costume for Halloween. I'm just gonna grow like slightly a beard and put long hair under a baseball cap. Sorry, John Bradshaw.
I have a question. Where is your beard, Mark? Why is it gone?
I got bored.
COVID-19?
I got bored. I don't know. I was just staring in the mirror, and I just grabbed the clippers and took it off. What else am I gonna do? It's like every day: work out, clean, watch TV. Work out, clean, watch TV.
Well, now you look like a jerk coach, like some sort of baseball little league jerk coach. Hustle up, ladies. Let's move it.
In the fall, what I tell you. Just that.
Two more laps. Maybe two more laps.
Coach, I'm 6 years old. I don't care. You can still run.
But my fingers hurt. Your back's going to be hurting after lawn duty.
Another story that came out this week was apparently WWE is going to continue on with live shows. They were going to pre-record everything, and now they're all doing it live. This has something to do with the deal that they made with Fox and with USA. I don't think it's Fox and USA that's stepping up and saying you're promising us live content and you're not going to deliver. I think it's WWE kind of coming in and making sure that Fox and USA don't have a reason to change that contract or to ask for different money or anything like that.
I don't know if it's that or it's just a WWE mentality that like they feel like
they make history.
They need to do this, and I think it's dangerous for a lot of these guys that are wrestling. We're not out of the woods yet with this whole entire COVID thing. I mean, Philadelphia is starting to decline now. New York is completely out of control, and now they're like all the other talks is now they might lift it per state, like depending on what your state is like in the next few weeks. But like I don't know, I just think it's dangerous for wrestlers to keep doing this.
Well, it's the live thing that's getting me. That's what I don't understand. You want to pre-tape things fine. Like it came out how WWE was shooting things. They were having one match and then changing the ropes, changing the mat, changing the canvas, wiping everything down, sanitizing everything, and that's fine. Testing everybody constantly, scrubbing people down in the back before they go out there. Everything. It was really. They were really being safe about it, but you can't do that.
Who signs up for the scrubbing people down job? I'm not volunteering.
I don't have a job right now, so I'll do it. My unemployment hasn't come in yet. I'm going broke. Going through his things.
Same.
You get that job thinking you're gonna be scrubbing down Alexa Bliss, and then Otis walks out and like
just sanitizing Shinsuke Nakamura's jumper.
And they keep on saying scrubbing them down, and I just imagine like a kiddie pool with like a hose, like a garden hose, somebody with like a rag on a stick, just like mopping people down.
I was just, I don't know. I got the image from when I used to work for Club Risque that something I had to do for a girl, and I don't think it's appropriate to say on the show. But basically, I was spraying her with Windex.
Oh, jeez.
I saw that coming.
Oh.
Boo! Hit your sound effect. Boo! Oh man, and the revival was released this week.
Yes, finally.
Oh, they were.
Yeah,
That's kind of cool.
I kind of came out of nowhere. It's like, why
I mean,
now?
good for them. They can go make money elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they go to AEW now, they'll be like they'll have a whole new light shined on them, and I think it'll work out for them. If you watch the Edge documentary, the one kid was featured really good, and like Edge talked about how he got him the job and stuff. Dash Wilder?
Dash.
Hmm.
Ed's always been a big proponent on his podcast. He loves the revival. He's a huge fan of those guys. They still have the 90-day non-compete though, right?
Yeah,
Right.
So we're not going to see him for a while.
You know what though? They'll get a proper introduction though. They'll come back to AEW when there's actually fans in the crowd. So that'll be good, man. They were amazing in NXT. Like their dirty tactics I haven't seen in so long. How they can tie like one side of the ring up and switch in and out, and they were frustrating to watch. If you were into a team and they're wrestling against the revival, they could be super frustrating to watch.
Right.
And to a good extent, they were really good at it.
Yeah, it was like Tully and Arn sort of cutting the ring in half. Yeah, I appreciated the tag team art form that they brought to the table.
Yeah, I wish them nothing but the best, and AEW needs it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to push tag team wrestling, and my buddy didn't know anything about. He's like, you think they'll go to AEW? I think Cody. Like, I heard something that Cody Rhodes. Like, I was like, oh, you mean after the revival thing? And he's like, what? So I just kept sending him all the compilations of Cody Rhodes screaming after revival. Like, dude, he's like, oh. I was like, no, dude, it's a joke. Like, Cody's actually cool with those guys, and it's been a joke going on in even way before AEW. So I sent him all the Being the Elites, all Cody, like in live wrestling shows, screaming at when he won the world title, the NWA title, and he yelled after the revival there. Dude, there's some funny stuff, man, and I think they'll get their treated properly over in AEW. At least they'll get a chance.
Yeah. And like you said, it'd be good to see them make a debut in front of a crowd, which would be a nice change.
Did you see them against the Bucks or the Lucha Brothers?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that stuff's going to be awesome.
Dude, this is the greatest time, I think. Like, you get that 90-day non-compete. Like, a lot of people are going to be on the shelf all this time, so you're not missing any certain person. Like, it seems like the WWE is giving us, like, B talent, trying to step up and be A talent, but like you're not missing them anyway, because not a lot of people. I don't know if a lot of people are even watching the products right now.
There's a lot of lower ratings for pretty much all the shows.
They lost probably about over 500,000 people watching. Like, a lot of people just aren't interested in these no fan shows. Like, it's hard to watch, and
it's hard to watch. I mean, I'm watching it right now with the sound off, and it's just equal. It's like it feels like you're at like an open mic comedy show and people are doing bad jokes. That's what it feels like.
And there's like four people sitting there because no one showed up.
That's what it felt like when they had fans in the crowd anyway, because WWE fans just would not give you a reaction for anything.
Right. Well, you don't know how good it is till you miss it.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. A lot of people are saying that they can't wait for this whole no fans thing to be over. AJ Styles saying that he wants a rematch with The Undertaker, but he wants it in front of a crowd. Finn Balor was just on NXT this week saying as soon as we get a crowd back in, we're going to have Balor versus Walter, which is nice. So it's stuff to look forward to. It's reminders.
Is it that, or is it because Balor's trapped in the United States and Walter's over in the UK and they can't really?
It might be. It might be. But who knows?
If not, I think they would have pulled. If not, I think they would have pulled the trigger on that match already. If not, like this week coming up or whatever.
Do you think Rhea lost the NXT championship at Mania because of the visa problem that they were having with her?
Possibly.
Possibility, yeah. Because but with the whole what do they call it? Like the world in crisis or whatever. the global condition or whatever they're calling it, with that whole thing.
Global pandemic.
Yeah, when you have a visa problem on top of that, they probably want you back in Australia. So and it's probably the same thing with Walter as well.
I didn't even know there was a visa problem. But if there is, yeah. I didn't even know she had a visa problem.
Yeah, it was something about that. She had to return to Australia because of it, but I don't know if they're keeping her there, and that's why they took the title off. It's a possibility. I did hear that they want that title on Charlotte because she's going to work NXT and Raw.
Well, she's going to be working Io Shirai, which should be interesting.
That's going to be good, yeah. And then if she comes back to Raw with it, Belair is pretty much on the main roster now, so we could have Charlotte versus Belair on Raw. Get people on both shows getting watched there. I forget his name off the top of my head. Is it Jordan Devlin, the guy that won the cruiserweight title?
What happened with him? I know like there's an interim championship, but I didn't know what happened with him. I didn't have a chance to look.
He had to go. He's in the UK. He lives in the UK, and he has to stay in the UK. So he gave up the title. He's like, I can't defend it. So, and then I think they're going to have a tournament next week, if I'm not mistaken, on NXT.
And as me saying I didn't have a chance, that means I was sitting on the couch watching Ballers.
Something else. You're watching Ballers.
I've been watching Ballers.
Who's the guy that wrestled Sheamus on SmackDown?
Some jobber.
Okay.
I don't know.
Wow.
I couldn't tell you what his name was. There was a lot of squash matches happening.
Yeah, I thought it was Dolph Ziggler, and then I was like, this guy looks too much like Van Hammer.
Well, I mean, they had a lot of there were squash matches all over the place. I don't know why they're doing it exactly. Maybe it's just who's local and can get.
Yeah, people are trying to get jobs.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think it's just. I just think it's NXT trainees that are left in the Performance Center or live near the Performance Center. Just using those.
They live in the Performance Center. They have
because when Gronk got the 24/7 championship, they had all those people out like they normally do. I didn't know one person in that crowd, so they had to be just Performance Center people.
And those people weren't socially distant from each other either.
Not at all.
Sad.
Yeah. We had a few good matches this week, though. On the AEW side, Cody versus Spears, I thought was good. Although I'm not a fan of the tournament, I'm not a fan of the title, just simply because it's called the TNT Championship. Like, what is that?
I'm not a fan of Ty Dillinger in this role. Like, I don't think he does this. Sean Spears. I don't get why Tully Blanchard's out there with him. I don't get it. They're not convincing me. I'm not buying it.
No, that's kind of falling flat for me. The only reason I was into the match that they told a good backstory. The two had history. It was a decent match. I'm having a feeling Cody's going to win this whole tournament. I'm going to hate him even more.
Well, I mean, you gotta have a head of creative, and you have to put yourself over for the championship. Like, that's the point.
Why?
That's the point of wrestling.
To be head of creative and put yourself over?
Yeah. Yes.
I've been doing it all wrong all these years.
Lay around.
It's like AEW is so hit or miss. Like, I don't like the Brody Lee thing, but I like Jake the Snake Roberts. Even though I hate Lance Archer, like, what is going? Like, Lance Archer is just beating up, Yeah,
there's a lot of highs and lows with AEW. It's like Jericho's amazing on commentary.
Mm-hmm.
But then they won't let go of Brody Lee trying to be this ripoff of Vince McMahon gimmick that nobody's enjoying.
No.
And unless they have like some kind of payoff for it in the end, and that's why they keep putting us through it, nobody's enjoying it.
McMahon himself shows up on AEW, it's not going to be good.
No, there's no way to pay it off.
No.
It's like spitting in the wind. You know what I mean? It's really pointless.
If he comes in the ring, I'm watching AEW, and he comes on the TV. I brought AEW. I'm done.
I'm done. Vince McMahon wins wrestling forever, and we're gone. We're out.
It's an inside joke that no one's in on.
No.
And then he fires Cody while he's on the screen, like he did to Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah. I am interested to see the whatever happens with the Matt Hardy Chris Jericho thing. Here they're going to have a match, like one of those Hardy compound matches. And after what we saw at WrestleMania, if it's anything going to be like that or anything like the last time we had a Hardy compound match, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. It only turns the volume up, like the quality volume for like adding Jericho to anything turns it up.
Not that Jericho's very good at being absurd, like just being outlandish. So this is definitely in his wheelhouse, doing a Matt Hardy match.
I hope that he gets thrown into the river of reincarnation, and each version of him comes back up, like the one where the suit and all that stuff.
Yeah, like the ponytail.
You sycophants.
Yeah, go all out.
Like the Lionheart, all of it. It'd be so cool.
Mm-hmm. I'm loving stuff like that, man. I wish they would do more of it.
If you had like a short hair wig, like a wig.
I had to sit down after we were done watching Mania, and I rewatched the Firefly Funhouse match, and I didn't really like it when we first watched it, and you watch the second viewing, and you understand what they were doing, and it's like, wow, this is some meta stuff here, man. Like this is like John Cena literally like exposing himself and taking a shot for entertainment. All his insecurity, his.
There's like an article that it was like on Uproxx or something that like gave you a better description or like broke down the entire thing for the Firefly Funhouse, and I wanted to watch it again after reading that.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, because
check it out.
I didn't get the NWO. I got the whole was it the
Ruthless Aggression stuff. The
John Meathead, whatever. I got Meat Body or whatever they call him. I got that gimmick. Like they were basically saying that he was a rip off of pretty much all the 80s muscle men. He was just another Hogan rip off. But I didn't get the NWO. And then I read I watched the same. I read something on it, and basically it was how everybody always wanted John to turn heel. Mm-hmm. And he was basically showing you how absurd it would have been if he turned heel, because it would have been like the NWO. And he would have been like basically a character of himself.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's also, he could have, if he did turn heel, even if it wasn't like a Hogan turn heel, it would have revived his career, because everybody hated him at that point. Everybody, like the whole John Cena sucks chant is like, now it's like a parody of itself almost. But I mean, back then it was legitimate. Nobody wanted to see him work, and everybody's just like, why don't you just turn him heel? And they never did for years.
It's weird. That's when I started liking him. When everybody started really, really hating John, because he started wrestling better workers and putting on better matches.
Yeah. And
people are still booing him out of the stadium, but he was in the ring killing himself. And I thought he was doing his best work when that whole thing turned around.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was more of a heel move to not make a heel turn, because like people were hating already. So he's like, okay, I'm just going to say this way. And if you want to hate it, go ahead. And that was more of a heel move than doing cheat things. And I mean, like Hogan was a babyface, but thumb to the eyes every match. Like it's back rake every match. He did heel stuff, but he was a babyface. So if he would have went heel, then everyone would have cheered him. Everybody who hated him would have cheered him, and it would have been completely anti what he was trying to accomplish.
Oh yeah, it would have been a complete failure him turning.
Right.
Because like everybody would have been happy that he turned, and they would have been cheering him again, and then they wouldn't have got the effect they wanted with turn him.
Mm-hmm.
They would have got no drama out of it. They would have got nothing. It would just appease a bunch of dudes who wanted John Cena to come out there and do really bad like freestyle.
Yeah.
And nuts jokes like he did in the Firefly Funhouse, which I appreciated, was when he pulled the bag of nuts up and threw it.
Yeah.
Like I appreciated that he did that.
He did that to Rock too, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, he did. I thought it was, after seeing it a second time, I really appreciate it. And I just hope they understand what they can do with the Fiend now and Bray Wyatt because of his character, like how open they can really mess with his character and the stuff he can do.
Yeah.
Raw's too thin though, so I just see that as being a match.
Yeah,
Raw's
really?
character.
I don't know.
I think his character.
You can kind of get into it a little bit. I don't know. It depends on where you go with it. You could turn it into like a whole freak angle, like you're a giant, but then you never got over, and this is your first championship, and that's only because somebody else dropped out. That's the only reason you got it. Like you could really dig deep into it if they went that route. But yeah,
it could be,
right.
It could be excuse city, like crybaby city for anybody who. Like this could be, he could lose it and then become a monster heel.
Yeah. So who knows?
Yeah, the whole thing though is like, would that make Braun better? Or would it just like kill him? Yeah.
Well, like I was saying, like he is like the boss. The boss mission in a video game. You know what I mean? He's so unbeatable sometimes. So doing that and making him a heel, thinking like what King Bowser or something from Super Mario, or was it King Koopa? They could turn him into that.
Bowser Koopa, same.
How he was a video game boss for like so long.
Yeah.
What do you think happens to Cena after this? Like, where do you go with him? Do we see
He goes away again.
I think he goes away again. Yeah, I think
he goes away again, and he's only going to show up for big angles, and it's going to be worth the money and worth the time. And yeah, we'll get a short, quick angle with Cena, which nobody gets sick of him. I don't see him coming back to either SummerSlam or he won't come back to Mania next year.
You know what I think would be really cool? I mean, this is just like a hypothetical shot in the dark. If they had Drew McIntyre beat Braun Strowman for the Universal Championship, and he was like, well, I'm the main champion. I'm both champions now. He'd be Drewy two belts.
Okay, just out of nowhere, just be like, screw it, we're combining titles.
Yeah, I mean, it's all one empty arena match after another. Like, why have two championships, right?
Oh, they shouldn't have had two to begin with, but I don't know. I don't see that going away anytime soon. But let's take a quick break, folks. We've got a couple minutes left here, and
time's running out.
Your time is run. All right, whatever. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back with some new stuff.
Welcome back to RASSLE Rock. Thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah, folks. How's it all going? So I wanted to get into...
What do you got, pizza?
Yeah, Corey's chowing down. I shoved my lunch through my face because it didn't get here until like 2:15. I was like, damn it. And I'm just scarfing down food, trying to get it on. I didn't even think. It's like, I should have just ate it on the air live.
Yeah, I just got back from the gym and got showered and stuff, and I was like, oh, crap, I didn't eat anything. I need food.
After you go to the gym, you definitely want to start eating pizza.
Yeah, of course, pizza.
That's the best way to maintain.
Get that COVID body.
Yeah. I wanted to bring up immediately the next week on SmackDown, we're going to have Triple H's 25-year anniversary. There's going to be some kind of celebration happening on SmackDown. What do you guys think this is going to be?
What a joke! Why do we do? Why?
I think this is like, I think this is just a desperate need for content. And
that's the only thing I could see, because like, really, like, oh, like it's basically Triple H Appreciation Day. That's what it is, basically.
Yeah, who needs it?
It is kind of a big deal. I don't know if it's a big enough deal to have a big celebration thing on SmackDown for it. Like, it just sounded a little too heelish for me. Like you know how the heels always come out and it's like, oh, there's going to be a championship party celebration for me winning this championship or whatever. But yeah, I think it is just for content, because like we were talking about earlier, what else are you going to do? You're going to replay more matches from Mania? You know, you're going to do another backstage promo that doesn't make any sense. Like, it's nice to have something different. We'll see what it is. I mean, it might be like a Mankind and Rock, This Is Your Life type of thing. Who knows? I mean, we all thought that the Boneyard match was going to be stupid, and then we were all blown away. So it's a wait and see type of thing.
I'm excited about the Broken Skull session with Ric Flair tonight. Mm-hmm. I think that's on tonight, right?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I've heard Austin talk to Flair so many times over his podcast. I think I'm like, what the hell else could you guys talk about?
Ouch. I can listen to Flair stories all day.
Yeah.
All day. His Harley race stories alone are hysterical.
That's true.
Harley race was an animal.
Yeah.
Yeah, Harley race was an absolute animal. Driving around with a gun on his dashboard and
one more thing I wanted to bring up about SmackDown is the Forgotten Sons made their debut on SmackDown.
Yeah, I was gonna actually say that too. I watched that.
What?
Yeah, what did you guys think about that? Is it just do you think they're we can see
these are all the planned debuts that they had for after Mania, and they still think they can do it. I haven't checked that. I need the cash. I'm trying to find it. They're like, well, we still have to do it, and it's like, no, you could have waited till after this was all over to debut all these people.
It was too. I mean, it's. I could have seen like. I don't know. I feel like it was like a little too late, too little, too late kind of thing. With debuting them on an empty arena against the Lucha Brothers, or not the Lucha Brothers, the Lucha House Party.
And the Lucha Brothers showed up on SmackDown.
Yeah, that would have been cool, but no.
You know what? The sad part too is like they weren't really that over in NXT. So they even debuted them. Even if you debuted them with a crowd, no one would really like. It wouldn't have been like, oh, yeah, they're here. Like everybody would have been like, oh.
Why wait for a crowd when no one's going to care anyway? That's the thing. I don't understand why they brought them up to begin with, because they weren't over in NXT. So I'm guessing they have some kind of plan for them. But I mean, that's me being really optimistic. So I don't know.
I think what it is they're just tired of having the New Day and the Usos wrestle each other, and they had to bring up some more tag teams. Yeah, but they have to. Why you not make Lucha House
together anyway?
What's that?
They're just throwing tag teams together anyway. Yeah. Like Cedric Alexander and Ricochet are a tag team now. Like,
but I'm just saying, like, why wouldn't you like just make Lucha House Party an actual real tag team instead of having them job out all the time? They're all super talented guys. They can do a really cool stuff. Why don't you put them in a feud with the Usos or put them in a feud with the New Day and let them show everybody what they can do? I don't know. They're doing some kind of weird thing on NXT. Have you guys been watching that? I think they're like basically attacking the New Order. Like, I mean, the Dark Order, now that Brody Lee's been making fun of Vince McMahon. They've been having luchadors get kidnapped by two giant dudes in luchador masks.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I was wondering what that was about. That makes sense that it's a Dark Order reference.
I think it's WWE is about to show and AEW how you do the Dark Order better, but using a bunch of luchadors.
I think that they're missing out on saying that the luchadors have, they have the they're better. They've got this whole thing figured out. They got the upper hand. They put on masks before everybody else did. They wore masks before wearing masks was cool. Like, because everyone's got to wear face masks for going to the grocery store and all that.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, like make a reference like I know what you're saying. I can't think of the wordage, but yeah, you're saying make a play off the whole. Everyone has to wear a mask when they go outside, and then they're wearing a mask their entire lives on purpose.
Right.
That makes sense. I mean, I can see
ahead of the curve.
You have to be careful with that. I think it might be a little bit too soon of a sensitive subject, but it might be good. It depends on how you word it.
I don't know who they're going to have as a leader, but if a bunch of luchadors all come out and just start,
and then Corona's a Mexican beer, luchadors.
Stop it! Just stop it.
They stopped production, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it.
Corona stopped production because nobody was buying their beer because idiots think that's the reason why there's a coronavirus.
I don't.
America.
God damn it. God damn it. America loses again.
We're the most brilliant and stupid country in the world.
Who was the guy? I'm racking my brain trying to think of his name. The guy in TNA that they released with the chick. Wow, that doesn't help anybody. God damn it! They put up a they did like a weird flash thing at the end of last week's NXT. God, I can't remember his name. He's coming to NXT, whoever the hell it is. But that'd be a good leader for whatever the hell they're doing. That would have been
doing vignettes. I saw them doing vignettes of some new guy, but I can't see who it is.
Oh, God.
Because I don't watch TNA ever, I have no idea what I was.
I keep on thinking Marty Scurll, but it's not Marty Scurll. It's the that's driving me nuts. All right, never mind.
Are NWA Power still putting out shows during the quarantine?
Are they doing what?
Are they still doing like empty arena stuff too? Or are they not?
Who? TNA?
NWA Power.
NWA Power.
TNA was always empty arena.
Yeah.
Through no fault of their own, I guess. It wasn't deliberate.
I want to talk about a debut that's close to Rick's heart. Nia Jax debuted on Monday night.
I was trying to avoid it, but yeah.
And now she's using the Rampage as her finisher. She's using Paige's whole finisher.
That's fine. It's apparently Paige. She hopped on Twitter and just like, everybody calm down. I told her she could use it. Whatever. I don't know. She's still boring to watch in the ring, as far as I'm concerned. But I'll give her a second chance. Maybe this time she won't hurt a bunch of people and be completely talentless. Like she borrowed Paige's move. Great. That's one more move that she can do. Now she has 5. So let's see what she can do.
It's a safe move for her too. I mean, that cradle DDT. I think it's safe enough where she can't really, instead of her dropping a leg on a girl and missing and landing right on her head like she was doing, and all the other stuff she was like hurting the girls with. Hopefully they while she was out for a year, which it's been a year. Yeah. Hopefully, they worked on her to work a little more safer while she's in the ring.
Yeah.
Well, experience is the best teacher, and you've been away that long. Hopefully, you got enough experience working out in the performance center.
Yeah.
Well, let's see, man. Let's see if she can finally be the monster they really wanted her to be, and see if I don't know who she works with. Like, I guess they're going to finally do the Becky. Maybe that's why they raced through Shayna Baszler so quickly. I think they see more money in Nia Jax versus Becky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe that's going to be the next feud.
Yeah, I mean, Nia punched her in her nose and halted her big push.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, man. I'll give her one more shot. Next person she hurts, I'm done. I'm done with it. We saw Apollo Crews on Raw, which I thought was cool. He had a match with Aleister Black that I thought was really good. Nice of them to not use him as a jobber for once.
It's so funny.
Supposedly Heyman likes him.
Oh, Heyman? Yeah. Oh, that's all you need. Heyman likes you, you're golden.
I laughed at how, like, he was, like, knocked out in the ring, and, like, Aleister was, like, sitting next to him, and he saw on his, like, knee pad cover, it said, "Too easy." What's too easy? Huh? What's too easy then?
Too easy? You laying on your back? Gotcha.
Well, when he first came into WWE, well, when he went from NXT, they were giving him this gimmick where, like, everything he did was, like he made it look too easy. And I don't know why he always kept those damn knee pads back then.
Right. Killer Cross was the guy I'm trying to think of earlier. Killer Cross. Could not think of his name. But, yeah, he's coming into NXT.
Who is that? I'm sorry. I don't watch TNA ever. I don't
watch it either, but I've heard that name. I've heard, like, you know, he's really good. Dating some chick that is also coming with him, I believe. Can't remember her name either, but don't worry about it. But yeah, from what I hear, this could be pretty big for NXT.
He's got a good look.
Mm-hmm. One more thing that we got to get into, and that's on NXT, man. This a lot of people were calling this the NXT fakeover, which I had a problem with just because it doesn't have a crowd. Like, go to hell. But they had the ladder match that everybody was looking forward to, the 6-woman ladder match for the number one contendership.
I thought they did a great job.
That was fantastic. That was a great
no
match.
Crowd, no reaction. I thought the girls did a great job. I thought the match was solid.
Because every single time I turned around, boom, there was another big bump. Boom, there was another big bump. They really went all out with it, and with the Io Shirai on top of it, that means you're getting Charlotte Flair versus Io Shirai. That is going to be insane, and I'm going to love it.
Another person for Charlotte just to run through.
She's got the golden shovel.
Horseman.
They talk about Cena. That woman just buries talent. Buries them.
That's so funny.
I'm going to beat you and send you back to Australia. Good luck with your pizza problems.
Did you say visa or pizza problems?
Like
good luck with your pizza problems.
Time is money and money is power. Power is pizza. That was a Parks and Rec quote.
Yeah, nice. One more thing to talk about, Ciampa and Gargano, man. I thought they tore the house down. I thought this was absolutely great.
I'm actually watching that right now.
Are you?
It was another cinematic style match. I really liked the way everything looked, man. Like the dark arena, the fog coming through. I thought everything was great. The camera angles. I thought it looked really cool.
I know. It's just for me, the hard part is like they're making Johnny the heel, and Ciampa's supposed to be the face, and Ciampa still acts like a heel. That, you know, he called him boy over and over again and stuff like that. That's the only thing that got under my skin. Like, you know, you wanted this boy, and like calling someone boy is very heelish.
Yeah, it
is.
You
know, and I like the twist with Candice. Because that whole scene where like he started feeling bad for Johnny, and he was like pretty much like, you know, holding him, and they were like, Johnny looked like he was crying, and it just turns into laughter. Was great. So
that actually surprised me. I didn't see that coming, because I thought it was just a heel turn from Candice LeRae. You know, like I didn't understand what was happening, and then she kicked Gargano or Ciampa, and I'm like, is this a double face turn? What the hell is going on here? And then it was a plan all along. Oh my God. And it really, I was like, oh, that was really clever. I didn't see it coming. Maybe other people did.
I thought it was clever, and I thought it was smart, because like they've been using Candice through this entire feud, like, you know, trying to get Johnny to stop fighting him and trying to get both of them to stop fighting each other. Mm-hmm. And her finally joining Johnny and like finally like being on the same page.
Did Triple H ref the match?
No.
Nah, he just came out and told him, like, this is it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
No more.
This is it. Whoever wins, it's over.
It's over.
I need both of you guys to talk very good about me next Friday on SmackDown. My 25th anniversary.
That's pretty much it, man. That's your week in wrestling right there. I had a great time watching wrestling this week. WrestleMania and then all the other shows. It was great.
I definitely ask all you guys this week. It's going to be interesting. See Dark Side of the Ring, Jimmy Snuka.
Oh,
this one should be.
The upcoming episode is going to be.
It's Jimmy Snuka and the murder of that girl. I forgot her name. I apologize. I don't mean to be rude to her. I forgot her name.
Well, I know. Just a quick side on that. You know the Nigerian Nightmares, Aaron Gainey and then Chucky.
Yeah.
Chucky, the other Nigerian Nightmare, not Aaron. Aaron told me the story that Chucky his mom worked at the hotel, and he was at work with his mom that day and found the girl.
Really?
So he had a weird relationship with like being in locker rooms with Jimmy Snuka. And I don't know, Chucky and I have never talked about it. Wonder if they interviewed Chucky for the documentary, but who knows?
Maybe.
Most likely it's probably the same people they interview for all of them. Jim Ross, Jim Cornette.
Jericho's there.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I love seeing, Ross and Cornette's view of, especially when they do stuff back then, because they were such a huge influence on the business back then. So.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's public knowledge that Chucky from the Nigerian Nightmares or Mafu. I don't know what his name was. Something Mafu. Safu Mafu.
Nightmares.
Yeah, I just knew Chuck. I just knew his name.
The only reason I remember the Nigerian Nightmares is because of Aaron.
Right.
Because we had him on the show and then he passed away, sadly.
I remember that interview.
Yeah. We played that for what was it? Was our 200th episode? I think it was like a clip show we played about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good interview if you can go back and check that out. But right now, I think we have to ask the question: who shined the brightest this week, folks? Who wins wrestling? Who wins wrestling? Blah, 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 blah. Mark, let's start with you. What did you think?
Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt.
Firefly Funhouse match, and then him calling out Braun Strowman. And I thought it was really well done how they showed their past history of the Wyatt family, and him leaving him and breaking up his family. I thought it was really well done. And like I said, I like how Bray Wyatt, I don't know where he's getting it, but he's getting more creative control than a lot of wrestlers, and it's showing his character's brilliant. And you could do a lot of things with it if you let him play with this character. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Braun. I don't know if they're going to have a match or do another thing like this or what. But I just think he did a great job. Besides that, I don't know. Can we go all the way into Saturday? You guys can pick one of those for that. Because I still think the first night of WrestleMania was better than the second night, but the Funhouse match made the second night.
Yeah. I think it was like watching the best of the WrestleMania that Rick put together. I think the first night was more fun to watch back.
Yeah, definitely.
Plus there was a lot of I definitely know it made the second day trying to talk, let alone entertain. I was just zoning out and just watching matches, and I was just exhausted, just talk. Because not only that, I did 2 other Zoom meetings that weekend. So I was beat up.
I think we're all kind of worn out from wrestling. We did 3 live streams on YouTube that day or that weekend. So I mean, it was kind of worn out by the time the last 2 matches happened. We were just oh. Not
only that, having Matt back on was fun because it was the old days, man, and Matt was being his same goofball self. And then having Nick and Sozio on the first night, I think we blew a lot of energy out on that first night doing 2 shows back to back.
Yeah, another shout out to GQ for joining us on Sunday. That was neat.
Yeah, we got to have him on as a guest sometime.
Yeah.
Corey, what do you got for Who Wins Wrestling?
I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to move on to saying something else real quick. I'm going to say who wins because he's my friend, and I love this kid. Formerly known as Tommy Macklin, Steve Cutler made his debut on SmackDown this week, and good for you, Steve. Good for you, man. I'm happy for my friend. Happy seeing my friend on SmackDown. It's neat.
What did he do?
He was Forgotten Sons. Tom is Steve Cutler in the Forgotten Sons.
There's a reason they call them the Forgotten Sons because I have no idea who the hell they are. I could not name one single person in that entire group.
Really?
Yeah.
It's Blake. I don't know what his last name. The dude who was with.
You don't know either. Stop yelling at me.
No, it was Gunner. It was Gunner from TNA, and I don't know what his name is in WWE anymore. And then it's the guy who used to team with Buddy Murphy, Blake.
The Blake.
When they were Blake and Murphy.
Okay.
Yeah, when they were Blake and Murphy. And then the other guy, he's the Marine veteran, the heater.
Steve Cutler. Dude. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. That's why I said he wins, because he's my bud. He's my bud.
I'm going to point out, I have to go back to what Mark was saying. I'm going to actually go with John Cena because of that whole Firefly Funhouse thing. I think it's really cool that Cena just dived deep into his own past and like throughout everything. You know, it wasn't just wrestling stuff they were talking about. He was talking about his marriage with Nikki Bella and all kinds of stuff. So I mean, that takes guts to do.
Did they ever get married?
Did they get married? I think they got married, right?
I thought they got engaged on WrestleMania and nothing came out of it.
No, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they never got married.
No, they didn't
They
get
never
married.
had a kid, and I know they're not together anymore. So that's what I know about that. But yeah, man, that's Wrestle Rock for this week. Good job, everybody. I think we're doing a great job here, being safe at home.
Well, if you've been listening this time while we're doing these remote broadcasts of Wrestle Rock, dude, we really appreciate you, and stay safe, and let us know if there's anything that we can do to help you in any way, and improve your listening and watching, and let us know you exist. Thanks so much.
Let us hear from you. Thank you very much. You can see this and every episode of Wrestle Rock. If you want to actually see the video of it, you can see it on my YouTube channel. It's tinyurl.com/YouTube Rick Connor, CONNOR. And you can see some pretty cool matches that we were talking about from like DCW and WPW and all kinds of stuff there. And also, if you're digging our show, man, check out our merchandise store at teespring.com/stores/wrestle-rock. Everything on there is connected to a charity, so go and help somebody out. Anybody else got anything you want to throw out there?
I'll be on Sozio's podcast either this week or next week. He's supposed to hit me up tonight to let me know when he wants to do the interview.
There's going to be three of us there that have done that podcast. That's pretty cool.
Can you do my favorite football team's intro on your echoey loud mic?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming out. Now please welcome your Santa Monica Gallers! I need an applause thing on this.
Hold on. Do it again. I got it. I got you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Please welcome your Santa Monica Gallers! Nice.
Terrible.
That almost worked.
Yeah. Corey, stay on after the music hits. We have a guest coming on I got to talk to you about.
Oh,
okay.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank you very much for joining us for this episode of Wrestle Rock. We will see you all next week. I'm Rick Connor.
I'm Corey Castle.
Mark Hallbacher.